Terror in Enfield, a haunting that gripped a nation. The Enfield Poltergeist case remains one of the most debated paranormal events in history. In the late 1970s, a seemingly ordinary house in Enfield, North London became a focal point of terror and intrigue. A family's claims of relentless paranormal activity captivated the attention of the nation and beyond. This haunting captivated the public's imagination. This essay delves into the chilling details of the Enfield Poltergeist case. It examines the evidence, the skepticism, and the enduring legacy of this haunting enigma. The Enfield Poltergeist case wasn't just a local ghost story. It unfolded in the glare of an intense media spotlight. The case raised profound questions about the nature of reality. What happens when the boundary between our world and the realm of the paranormal seems to dissolve? The Enfield Poltergeist case offered a chilling glimpse into that terrifying possibility. The Hodgsons, an ordinary family facing extraordinary events. The Hodgson family lived at 284 Green Street, Enfield. Peggy Hodgson was a single mother. She lived there with her 4 children, Margaret, Janet, Johnny, and Billy. Life wasn't easy for the Hodgsons. They were a working-class family facing financial struggles. Little did they know that their personal struggles were about to be eclipsed by something far more sinister. The children were typical youngsters of their time. Margaret, the eldest, was a quiet and responsible teenager. Janet, 11 years old at the time, was known for her lively and mischievous nature. Johnny was a quiet and observant boy, while Billy, the youngest, was full of energy and mischief. They were an ordinary family living in an ordinary house, unaware of the nightmare that awaited them. The disturbances begin, whispers and knocks in the night. The events began in August 1977. At first, there were subtle occurrences. The family heard unexplained noises. There were faint knocking sounds. The Hodgson family initially dismissed these incidents as their imaginations running wild. However, the disturbances quickly escalated. The knocking grew louder and more insistent. It seemed to be coming from within the walls and furniture. One evening, Janet's bed started to shake violently. The frightened girl claimed that an unseen force was moving her bed. Peggy, initially skeptical, witnessed the bed shaking with her own eyes. Fear and confusion gripped the Hodgson household. They realized that something truly strange and unsettling was happening in their home. Section 4, the Enfield Poltergeist unleashed. Furniture moves, objects fly, and voices boom. The paranormal activity intensified rapidly. Furniture moved mysteriously across the room. Objects flew through the air with no explanation. The entity, seemingly focused on young Janet, began to communicate through her. A deep, guttural voice, claiming to be a previous occupant of the house, spoke through the terrified girl. The entity, calling itself Bill, revealed a disturbing story. Bill claimed to have died in the house. He described his death in detail. The entity's interactions with Janet were often aggressive and threatening. Janet was thrown about her room. She levitated in mid-air. The events terrified the family. They desperately sought help from anyone who would listen. Section 5, witnesses and investigators, police, media, and paranormal researchers converge. Word of the Enfield haunting spread like wildfire. Newspapers published sensationalized accounts of the events. The Hodgson home became a media circus. Journalists, photographers, and television crews descended upon the house. The police were called in to investigate the disturbances. Even skeptical police officers were baffled by what they witnessed. The Society for Psychical Research, a respected organization dedicated to investigating paranormal phenomena, took an interest in the case. 2 experienced investigators, Maurice Grosse and Lyon Playfair, arrived at the Enfield house. Grosse and Playfair spent months observing and documenting the events. They interviewed witnesses, recorded the phenomena, and attempted to communicate with the entity. Section 6, Janet Hodgson, target of the entity or clever manipulator. Janet Hodgson became the focal point of the Enfield case. The entity seemed to focus its energy on the young girl. Janet exhibited strange and disturbing behaviors. She spoke in different voices. She seemed to slip into trances. The question arose, Was Janet a genuine victim of paranormal forces, or was she a clever manipulator seeking attention? Skeptics pointed to inconsistencies in Janet's behavior. They suggested that Janet was deliberately faking the phenomena. They argued that she had learned to mimic the voices and actions associated with poltergeist activity. Janet's behavior fueled the debate about the authenticity of the Enfield haunting. Was she a frightened child caught in a web of paranormal activity, or was she a skilled actress orchestrating a hoax?